Hello, good day everyone. You are welcome to another edition of Family Connect, the program that tries to help us to look at ourselves, see what we need to do, be that kind of human beings that we want, and have that kind of society we need to live in. Things that are happening now are some things that normally we would have shouted at, we would have wondered, how did it come to this point? In the past years, it wasn't this way, and it's getting worse. So that's why this program is on board, to see how we can revisit those values, how we can bring them back, so that we can have that society which we wish to have that humanity that will be happy living with one another and going forward, being joyful, being everything that we need or wish to be. It's not rocket science, but it's something we need to do. So before I go further, let me say thank you to our subscribers, to those that have come to our channel, to those that have left their comments, and equally to those that will still come to see what we are doing, and those that have supported us in one form or the other. So today I have a special guest. I've tried as much as it's something I've been trying to, or I tried to get her to come here, and today I finally got her, and she is here with me to continue that discussion I started off last time on polishing yourself and people around you, because she has had experience. She's loaded for today. So before we go to that topic, let me introduce her. She's an author and what else will I say? A journalist, a trained journalist. She's a colleague, so we know how it works. So she's not that person than Elizabeth Ozumba. Elizabeth, welcome to the program.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me here, and you make it look as if I'm so slippery that you couldn't catch me to bring me here.
You know you're very busy. So busy people it's not easy to catch them. Be an author, going about with you, talking about your books and what you do, and then being a trained journalist.
No.
You can ask me about that.
It's not that deep. It's not that deep.
Okay, my people. So let's go straight to the topic. I started it off last discussion I had, polishing yourself and people around you. So I want us to look at it, or you from your own angle to look at it from a different perspective from what I discussed the last time. So my question is, what are the essential things that we need to do in order to impact our environment through polishing ourselves and by extension those around us?
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Namani. Like I mentioned earlier while we were talking, this topic is quite broad and it will take several episodes to do proper justice to it. And for some people, they may not be able to fathom what it really means to polish themselves. So people may look at it in so many different angles. So, in my own opinion, I believe it's a whole total package. It has to do with how you carry yourself, how you interact with people out there, what you leave with people when you first meet them, what they take away from you after the meeting. So, like, some people have, if I may use the word, so evolved that when they come, you see them for the first time, something comes out of them. Something comes out and you are like, wow, who is that? I would like to know that person. So like some people, they've so trained themselves. Like I know someone who, if she goes out, she won't eat anything in that place. She won't use the bathroom. She won't do anything. She'll just be where she is. And I'm like, is it natural? Is it possible? Can people actually do that? Like when I go anywhere and I feel like using the bathroom, I ask, oh, where is your bathroom? And if I go there and I feel it's not something I can use, I just go back and hold myself until I get home. And the same thing with the food aspect, the eating. Like, obviously for peculiar health reasons, I don't eat just anyhow out there. But some people, you take them somewhere, it's like, oh, they make a beeline for where the food is, if there's food anywhere. But some control themselves and wait until they are being served, and if they want, they graciously decline, and so it's like, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot.
And
it takes time.
Okay.
It takes time.
It takes time, but we have to continuously work on it, and by extension push it into our families.
Exactly.
Give it to our children, let them have these values, because what we are seeing today, it tells us that a lot of things have been left out there, left to be undone. Parents are no longer doing what they're supposed to do. They are not there to even look at the children to tell them this is how to go about it, this is what to do next, this is how to. They are not living by example. That's the word I
yeah. When you mentioned that parents aspect and the children, it takes my mind back to when we were growing up. Nowadays you say, oh, your mom will give you the eye. The first eye, you know what it is. The second eye, by the time it gets to the third eye, you are toast when you get home if you've derailed somehow.
That is it.
So, growing up back then, I lost my mom much early in life. I was still in secondary school. So the brief time I had with my mom, everything, my growing up, my adulthood and all, I remember my siblings and I, before we do anything, it's like, oh, what will mom say? Or we just remember where we are coming from. So like these days, you go out somewhere, you see young parents with their children, something is served. Before the mom will say anything, the child has grabbed it and is eating. But back then, I remember something that happened. So there was a party, my brothers and I, we went back then. So something was served. I didn't eat, I was holding my own. My brothers had gone way ahead to eat. Oh boy. When my mom's eye looked and saw us, I was waiting for the eye that would say, eat. So I got the eye and I started eating. So when we got home, my brothers had it hot.
That is it.
So all those things, it really helps. So now with this generation, I think maybe as we evolved, parents and all, even our mates, the way we interact with the children now, we overindulge, At times it's like we want to please the child. Oh, take, so that the child doesn't feel hot. Oh, take, so the child doesn't feel, At the end of the day, it's like the child, if I may use the word, is master over us in a way. It's master over us. Like I was discussing with some friends some time back. Some actually told me they feel terrorized at home.
Wow.
By their own children, they feel terrorized. It's like a child, we want something and you don't want to give, starts throwing tantrums. And how do you deal with that? So there is a whole lot that parents can do, and it's like as time goes on, like the way we did our own parenting, you and I back then, now our own children, I'm sure parenting will be different. And then when it's their own turn, further down, it will keep being different, So sometimes when I look ahead, I'm sure that what will be happening 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the line.
And we are told that change is constant. There's anything that is constant in life. But the problem now is, what type of change are we experiencing? What type of change are we having? What kind of society are we having today? What have we produced? What kind of children do we have? A child that will see an adult, look at you, remove face, and move on. When we are growing up, if you are in an environment and an elderly person comes in, automatically nobody tells you to get up for that person to sit. Well, these days they will even tell you, please, that is my seat. Can you stand up? So we have lost the values. That is the truth. Let the truth be told. We've lost the values to the point where even humanity, we are not having feelings anymore. So we've equally lost our humanity. So we have to bring them back. Anyway, let's not derail from the major thing that brought us here. So let me now ask a second question. And that question is, from the happening in the society today, can we say that it's been a long time that we lost our values?
Yes. Like now, when you like the news, you see the news online, you listen to the news on radio, on TV, so many horrendous stories about what people are doing. Now, one very recent example is recently some teenagers were caught that they killed someone because they feel, oh, if we do this and do that, we'll become rich. And when I first heard the news, I was like, back then when I was 17, what were we thinking of? We were struggling to get a credit pass in mass, So what were these children thinking of now, thinking about money at that age? What are they thinking of? And then when I now go further down, it's like I mentioned earlier, some parents have totally lost it. Maybe they become so overwhelmed. Will I say become so overwhelmed, overburdened by the struggles of everyday life, in society, everything is so difficult now. Parents are just looking for a way to make ends meet, and then at the end of the day, the children, if I may use the word, suffer somehow. So, and I was wondering, what are these children thinking of that they had to think of that kind of horrendous thing to take someone's life because of what? And then when we look at it again, some parents don't really care. Now, that a very young child comes home and gives the parent a very expensive car. Like what we hear, most parents will just shout praises on the child. Oh, my child has made it, my child is successful. But very rare that you see some parents who will question that child and say, how did you come about this? How did you come about this? What did you do? How did you come about this? So at times, most parents don't ask these questions. It's like, some of them will even say, oh, look at that one's child is doing this. That one's child is doing this. The child has one head just like you, stuff like that.
So in essence, everything we are saying still boils down to the home, still boils down to the parents, still boils down to the society. Because I remember when we were growing up, a child is trained by the society, not just by the parents. If you are doing something wrong and another mother or father sees you, heaven help you. Mm-hmm. Because your parents will hear. And at that point, when your parents hear it, you are in trouble. But today they even warn you, do not scold my child. Exactly. You don't have that right.
Or you beat someone's child.
Yes, it becomes an issue. So it's like, where did we lose it? How did we come about so much uncertainty? We lost it on the way. So if you cannot even know what to do and how to go about it, how will you now polish yourself to now polish people around you? So we have to go back, ask questions. How was it done then? Where did we go wrong? What have we left undone? And if we can ask ourselves these questions, get the answers, put it together, we'll now start all over again to reintroduce those things that will help us. The truth is that it's not going to get better if we don't change ourselves.
Yeah.
If we don't start asking those questions and trying to bring ourselves back to what it should be, and then start there to come up again, we are just wasting our time. It's going to get worse, and before you know it will overtake us, it will swallow us, and we would have lost everything.
So if it's not already
gone to that, yes, it's already swallowing us, because we can see it happening. A young one, you can't even scold anybody, you can't even talk to anybody. Even in your good nature, you want to say, even politely talk to somebody, the person shuns you or snaps at you. So the other ones are doing it, the younger ones are doing. So I don't know where we are heading to, but from what we can see, nobody tells you where we are heading to. Anyway, if we continue this discussion, it's a discussion that cannot end.
It can't end. It's quite, there's a whole lot.
Yes,
it's a whole lot
to be discussed. But let's leave it kind of here for now, and hoping to get more topics, more things to talk about to help us to revisit that which we need to. But before we go, can you give a parting shot to our viewers and our listeners?
Yeah, I think my parting shot will go this way. I know that out there times are hard, pretty hard. I won't lie, times are really pretty hard. So it takes a special grace for the average man out there to hold himself and not derail, to hold himself and try in all circumstances to do the right thing, because it's very important to do the right thing. You won't say because you're having it so difficult that you have to get rich by any means necessary or do bad things, if I may use the word. So I think we really need to look inwards, ask ourselves questions, grow ourselves spiritually, especially, grow ourselves spiritually. There's so much out there we need to try to understand. You look around you, nature and all that, there's so many things you really have to understand. And just like I tell some of my friends, let's all try and wake up and smell the coffee,
Yeah.
smell the roses.
Yes, that's a beautiful way to end today's edition. Wake up, smell the coffee, smell the roses. We can still have beautiful humanity, we can still have beautiful world to live in, but the change can only start with us
Yeah.
and from our homes before we can go into the larger society. So I will say thank you to all of you, our subscribers, the visitors to our channel, and those that have left comments, and our friends at large. Until I come your way again, I remain yours, Chika Namani, and thank you for being here again. Bye.